Welcome
Welcome.
to Daf Yomi, Maseches Megillah. Right? Tomorrow's Purim, Shmuel. What are you going to drink on Purim?
Drink.
Tomorrow's Purim.
Tomorrow's
Learning
Purim.
Maseches Megillah tomorrow to drink. There's a het there. A lot of people, not going to say Rabbanim, because it was a movement among the people, have decided that during Maseches Megillah,
Yes.
there's an Inyan to drink not a revius of wine, a chatzi revius of wine. Why a chatzi revius of wine? Because it's chatzi shir. Because you're learning Megillah, right? Yesh zechira, but there's no asiyah because it's not the right day. So you're learning Maseches Megillah, and so in order to commemorate Maseches Megillah, they drink a little half a shot each day, which is under the legal limit. So therefore, you could drive with it. So it's perfect. So you have half a shot. Who thinks I'm serious here? Shmuel, you think I'm serious?
Yes. Where is it? Where's the drinks?
Rainelik is going to provide the drinks. Rainelik is here. If you ever share about Torah's Moshe, it's pretty big. I titled one of the shiurim "The Real Reason Why Yeshiva's Torah Moshe open." Daf Yomi, when we were talking about that, having a conversation. So I don't know. Some people clicked on it and said Torah's Moshe, but they found out the real reason. But now, Rainelik is joining our new movement over here. We're going to drink a chatzi revius of yayin every day of Maseches Megillah. Rainelik, you're going to bring the wine? Wait, Rainelik's going to bring...
yes.
You're going to bring the wine, Rainelik?
He said yes.
Yes? What wine do you have? You can bring schnapps also. I was in the Makola today, and I saw Johnny Walker Blue Label. You know, it's good stuff. I like that stuff. 600 shekel, right now. Look, you think maybe you can contribute to, and we'll drink it every day of Maseches Megillah. Right now, come on. If you give 200, I give 200, and Shmuel gives 200. That means we have 600 shekel, and we can afford a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label, and we can drink half a shot every day to commemorate Maseches Megillah, because it says you're supposed to be mishtaker. You're supposed to drink. Should we do it? I think this is a great idea.
What?
Drink a half a shot. Let's do this. Let's do it. All right, Nick, you gonna drink with us?
Yeah, I'll pass.
You don't want to drink with us? If I buy Johnny Walker Blue Label every day when I give the share, you'll come. You'll have half a shot. Half a shot. I mean, how much is it? It's not even the legal. It's under the legal limit. You could drive. You could drive like that. You can drive your Rolls Royce to Shari Ravacha, to Shari Ravacha. You can take your Rolls Royce. Rainelik has a Rolls Royce, and he drives to Shari Ravacha, which is a supermarket for, people who don't have so much money. They have good prices there. So he takes his Rolls Royce there. How do you think he affords a Rolls Royce? Because he shops at Shari Ravacha. That's right. But we're going to have to do this. All right, we have to look into it. We're going to have to bring... I think it's a great idea. Just, have some fun. Maseches Megillah. All right, we got to get into the daf today. Shmuel, you ready?
Yes.
It's great to have Shmuel on board. It's not the same without him. Everybody knows that. All right, the bottom of Beis Amud Beis, the Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah, V'temer Reb Chia bar Abba. Menatzpech Sofim Amrum. The Sofei Tevos, the ends of there's 5 letters in the Hebrew alphabet that have a different letter when it's the end of a word, right? And Mem, Nun, Samich, Pei, and Chaf. Sofim Amrum, the Nevi'im, the later Nevi'im, they introduced them. They apparently, until the Nevi'im introduced them, it didn't exist. This brother, the Gemara says, it's possible. It says these are the mitzvahs in the Torah. The Gemara Darshan, She'ein Navi Rasha Lechadish Davar Me'ata. Once the Torah was stated by Moshe Rabbeinu, the Nevi'im can't institute anything new. Rav Chisda says, Mem v'samich, Shevaluchos b'neis hayom, the top of Gilman Aleph. Already at Har Sinai, when it was written on the tablets, the luchos, right, the 10 Commandments written on the tablets, anytime it said Mem or Samich, right, it was b'neis. So the tablets were engraved from side to side. So if it was a nes, it means that the mem and samech were round. It must be a mem sofit, which has something in the middle, and the piece of stone in the middle was hanging miraculously in the air. So it only makes sense if the mem was a mem sofit. So you see already Harsina, the mem existed, sofit existed. The Gemara says in Mahavahavu, really it did exist. Well, they didn't know. They didn't know Hai be'emsa teva, Hai besof teva, which one was in the middle, where the mem sofit was in the middle, or the mem sofit was at the end. Asu sofim takinu psuchen be'emsa teva, bestumen besof teva, and they were masakin and menatzeh. The sofet tevios that we normally use were at the end, and the other version were in the middle of the words. At the end of the day, still, it's something they're machadish something. They're telling you where to put the letters. How could they do that? Ella shachu v'chaz Rav Yisrael. The Gemara says, really, they forgot. They forgot. They didn't institute it. They knew at one point which were the end and which were the beginning. They forgot. And then the Sofim, the Nevi'im of later generations, came and reinstituted and told them what was the correct placement. Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah v'tem Rechia bar Abba, Targum shel Torah unkos ager amro. The Targum that we know and love. Everyone does Shnai Mikra Echad Targum, right? What's your favorite part of Shnai Mikra Echad Targum, Shmuel?
The end.
That's a great answer. Shmuel is on the ball today. He says his favorite part. What's your favorite part of learning Torah? With Ben Silang.
With Ben Silang, of course.
No, with Ben Silang, what's your favorite part of learning Torah?
The end.
No, it's the opposite. Without Ben Silang, the man's part.
The beginning.
The beginning, huh? The beginning or the middle?
The
beginning. Right. The beginning is the best.
Baseball mentioned in the Torah? In the big inning.
The big inning? Gracious. Beginning, the big inning.
You heard that?
So what inning was that? Which one was the big inning? The first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th.
Okay, let's go.
How many innings are in a baseball game, Shmuel? Do you know the answer? See, Reinelek knows the answer. Reinelek knows the answer.
Okay,
Torah's
let's
motion.
leave Reinelek alone. He's trying to get over that whole story you have.
I'm really gonna bring in Johnny. I'm doing it. I'm gonna buy Johnny Walker Blue Label, and we're gonna bring it in every day. Megillah. I'm doing it tonight. I'm gonna buy it. 600 shekels.
That's crazy.
Should I afford that?
Don't waste your money.
I
You
know.
in America? I don't know what it's
Such a good idea, no? All right.
600 shekels. Gosh, this place is ridiculous. They charge you crazy.
That's a normal price. 600 shekel is less than $200. I mean, in America, it goes $200 a bottle for Johnny Walker Blue Label. Yeah, that's the price. Yeah, that's the best one.
So much money. What is
Blue
it?
Label. It's just a better type of scotch than the. Yeah, it's scotch. It's a blended scotch. Yeah.
Better than all the other, Scottish, the.
Is it better than every other? No,
Yeah.
a lot of people, including my friend Noam, they claim that single malt is where it's at with scotch. There's definitely bottles of scotch that cost a lot more money. But for Johnny Walker, which is probably the most famous scotch there is, they have a number of different labels. The Blue Label is the top by far. It's the most expensive. It's the most exclusive. And it's known to be a very classy liquor. All right.
Very nice.
So the Gemara says, Targum, Unkelus Hager Amr. Unkelus created the Targum that we read with Shnai Mikra Echad Targum. Mipi Rabbi Eliezer Rav Yeshua, he learned it from Eliezer Rav Yeshua. Now these were people that lived, they were the Tanoim, that lived at the end of the second base of the Mikdash era. Targum Shal Nevi'im Yonasan ben Uziel Amro. The Nevi'im was from Yonasan ben Uziel, Mipi Chagai Zechariah Malachi. So it's interesting that Chagai Zechariah Malachi were a Nevi'im at the end of Bias Rishon, I believe, or during the inter-base on Mikdash period. So it's interesting that they were the source of Targum Shel Nevi'im, not the Targum Shel Torah. In his Daza Eretz Yisrael, when Yonasan ben Uziel, he revealed the Targum for the Nevi'im, Eretz Yisrael shook. 400 parts of 400 parts, that's the size of Eretz Yisrael. Yatsa Baskol, hard to figure out if exactly it's true, literal. Yatsa Baskol ba'amra, Baskol came and said like this, Mi huzeh shegila starai lebnei adam, who told my secrets to people? Amad Yonasan ben Uziel. Al Ragla, when he heard the Baskol, Yonasan ben Uziel stood up. Amar ani hu shegilisi sitzrecha lebnei adam. I was the one who exposed it. Golav yadu al fanecha shal lechvodi asisi. I didn't do it for my honor. But lo lechvod beis Abba, not for my family's honor. El lechvodcha asisi, for you Hashem's honor. Shelo yirbu machlokas b'Yisrael. People shouldn't have machlokas argument about what the real meaning of the Nevi'im is. He also wanted to reveal the Targum of Ksuvim. It's enough. My time. What's the reason it was more worrisome to reveal the Targum of Ksuvim? Mishum the Isbekates Mashiach. It talks about the time when Mashiach is going to come. You know which Sefer it talks about that in Shmuel. Which Sefer in Ksuvim?
It's a secret, I think.
No, it's Daniel. It's not a secret. Daniel is the one that Art Scroll says, and they say, and it actually is true. I don't know. I don't really study Ksuvim so much. They say that really there is a Targum now for all of Ksuvim, except for Daniel. Daniel has not been translated. It's a very cryptic sefer.
Art School doesn't have a Daniel.
No, they don't. But you know what? There's going to be a new publication coming out, Shmuel Silver, Targum of Daniel, in the coming months. A movie. You're gonna make it into a movie. Shmuel's gonna how he discovered it when he was in an island in the Canaries. All right, let's go on. Amar of Ika, Targum of Torah Unclos Ageram, the Targum of Torah Unclos Ager Torah. Amar of Ika Barav and Amar of Chanan Amar Rav. My Dichsiv. Vayikru b'sever Torah Tzalokim Mefurash v'Som Seichel Vayavinu b'Mikra. This pasuk, what does it mean? Vayinu b'Mikra Vayikru b'sefer Torah Tzalokim. So what does that mean? Vayinu b'Mikra Vayikru b'sefer Torah Tzalokim is a Mikra. They read in the Torah of Hashem. That's refers to the psukim. Mefurash is a targum. It means that there's a pasuk in I think one of the Nevi'im, Nehemiah. The Mikra, Furash, said Targum. It was explicit. That's reference to Targum. They came with the Targum. Some Seichel, Elu HaPsukim. Some Seichel is referring to that they discovered where to stop the Psukim, where to break up the Psukim. If you have a Mikra, Elu Piskei Taimim, that's the cantillation marks. Imri Leia Hamasora. Some say that's the actual places where it says how you pronounce the word Shachu. So the Gemara answers, you see from this pasuk that it was already discovered earlier. What Ungelis wasn't needed to introduce the Targum of the Torah. The Gemara says, Shachu v'chazru yistum, like the Gemara answered before, they forgot the Targum, and Unkelos reinstituted it. Maishna d'oraisa lo yizdaza, v'ad Nevi yizdaza. Why did Eretz shake for the Targum of the Torah of the Nevi'im, but not for the Torah? The Raisa, Mifrasham Milsa. The Torah is pretty clear. The Nevi, Ika Mili, the Mifrasham, Ika Mili, the Mistaman. Some things are clear, some things are confusing. V'yom hu yigdal misped b'Yushalayim, k'misped hadadar yimon, Bekas Megidon. And that day, it was a great eulogy in Yerushalayim, like the eulogy of Hajjaj Rimon in the valley of Megidon. Amar of Yosef, Tirguma the Haikra. If it wasn't the Targum of this pasuk, I would never have understood this pasuk. What does it mean? In that day, there will be a great eulogy in Yerushalayim, the Bar Imri, like the eulogy of Acha Bar Imri, the Katal Yasei Adrimon Bar Taverimon, Ramos Gila, who was killed by this person, Hadad Rimon ben Tavarion and Ramos Gila, the Kumispeda, and also like the eulogy of Yeshaya Bar Amon, King Yeshaya. We learned about himself as Tainus, how he died. The Katal Yasei Paro Chagira of Bekas Megiddo, he was killed in Bekas Megiddo by Paro Chagira. Raisi Ani Dadia, another pastor. Raisi Ani Daniel Levadias Hamara. I, Daniel, saw the vision. The people with me didn't see the vision. They were very scared. And they ran into hiding. Who are these people? These were the Nevi'im. The Gemara comments, they were greater than him, and he was greater than them. They're greater than Daniel, the Inu Nevi. He wasn't a prophet. But he was greater than them. The Iu Chazav Inu Lo Chazav, he was able to see, and they were not able to see. So why were they afraid if they didn't see anything? They didn't see a terrible vision, a scary vision. Afagav Inu Lo Chazu Mazlayu Chazu. Their mazel. What is your mazel? Now we want to hear an interesting shot. I'm going to say this. Listen, I'm not going to say it's a Torah Svada, for sure. But I was reading today with this guy. His name is L. Ron Hubbard. You ever heard of this guy? He's a founder of the church, but the branch of Scientology. It's a sort of religious movement, a therapeutic movement. He believes that all human beings have a body, right? But that's not the real person. The real person is the spiritual person encapsulated in the physical person. He calls it thedans. So everyone's a thedan, and people's thedans have lived in previous lives all the way back trillions, billions, and trillions of years ago. And he says they were like, I don't know, they came from like extraterrestrial. They were from out of Earth, and then they were killed by hydrogen bombs or something like that. And then these souls of other people, souls or mazlayu, I don't know, souls of the people attack other people in this lifetime, and you don't know you're being attacked, but you're being attacked. As you go on in life, you get more attacked and attacked.
Crazy.
Anyway,
This guy sounds like a real doofus.
no, listen, this guy has been identified by multiple governments as a cult. Um, the FBI, he died already. I mean, he died in 1986, but he is regarded as a cult movement. He's regarded as he's regarded as a cult movement and highly suspicious what he does. And the FBI looked into him anytime he was tried in court for teaching crazy things. Thought he was mental or whatever.
Doesn't sound normal.
Anyway, it's an interesting. Right, but anyway, you see Mazlai. What's Mazlai? Mazlai is a spiritual person that is in each and every one. Spirit is not spiritual. We say ruchnius, right? Ruach exists. Wind, it exists. We can't understand what it is. Anyway, Mazlai Chazu Amar Ravina. Shma mina hayman de mivis avagav de ilo chazi mazli chazi. Even when a person gets afraid, he doesn't know why he's afraid. He can't see it, but his mazel, he sees it. Maita kante. How do you get out of this situation? If you're afraid, you don't know why you're afraid. Likr Kriya Shema, either read Kriya Shema, that'll save you. If you're in a dirty place where you can't say Kriya Shema, so then you should jump 4 amos. Vilo lema hachi, you should say easy. Debate tafchi shemina minai. You should say the goats of the slaughterhouse are fattier and juicier than me. Ashadam or something more continue. Ashadam is Medina every year. The drasha we already used in the pasuk in Megillah Esther. Medina every year for a drasha. Mishpach Mayasa, it has to be a drasha also. Why is it the word twice? Amar of Yossi Barachani lahav mishpachas kuna levia shemavatlan v'dastan u'bayin l'shal mikra Megillah. To tell you about certain families, people that are serving as Kohanim and Leviim, that even when they're in the middle of Avodah, they come and they're supposed to hear Mikra Megillah and Vatal their Avodah. The Amar of Yehuda Marav, Kohanim Avodas Levim B'Duchanan, even if the Kohanim are on the Mizbeach, Samuel and Levim are singing on the Duchan, Yisrael Amada, and Yisrael, we learn themselves as Tainus, they go to the cities during their Maimin and pray for cities in Yerushalayim and pray for the Kohanim to be accepted. Kulam Vatal and Avodas U'Bayin L'Shal Mikra Megillah. They all mavatal it on Purim to go hear Mikra Megillah. Tanaim and Haki, the Brayse says, likewise, Kohanim Avodas Levim B'Duchanan, Yisrael Amadan Kulam Mavatal and Avodas U'Bayin L'Shal Mikra Megillah. Mikan Samchush Beis Rebbe, so Beis Rebbe, the house of Rebbe, the yeshiva of Rebbe, they found support from this Shemavatal Talmud Torah U'Bayin L'Shal Mikra Megillah. Even if you're in the middle of Torah, you're learning Torah, Shmuel, right? Shmuel pulls an all-nighter on night of Purim. He learns 24 hours. Yeshivas Mordechai at Tzaddik. 24 hours. Even Shmuel knows from this Gemara. He goes and he hears Mikra Megillah. He'll hear Mikra Megillah with the no frills, no banging hum on there, just to make sure he gets back to his learning. Sometimes he even goes over to the Baal Koreh and shouts in his ear, hurry up, Bittul Torah, Bittul Torah, Bittul Torah. Right? Shmuel will he'll yell into the Baal Koreh's ear, he'll yell into one ear, and then the Baal Koreh won't listen to him, so he'll yell into the other ear. What are you, deaf in one ear? Right? You do that sometimes, right, Shmuel? I've seen that. Shmuel has his antics. All right? And he doesn't even drink. He doesn't drink. He only drinks when we let him Mesachas Megillah. He will not drink on Purim itself. He says, Bittul Torah. All right. But for Mikra Megillah, you have to go hear the Megillah. So the Gemara says, Ma'an L'Shol Mikra Megillah, Kal V'chomer Avoda. They learned that a Kal V'chomer, a priori, I think it's called, a priori logic. Right? There's anti-priori, there's, I don't know, a pastori and a priori. Kavachomer is a priori logic, it's rational logic. A pastori is empirical logic. You see from the creation. Ma'avoda sheichamur matan Talmud Torah. Avoda is a serious thing. Matan Talmud Torah, lokos Talmud Torah. You're matan avoda from Mikra Megillah. Talmud Torah is not as significant as avoda. Lokoshkein avoda chamura me Talmud Torah. The Gemara question is avoda really more serious than Talmud Torah? Yeshua was in Yericho in the middle of capturing Eretz Yisrael. He saw Malach standing next to him. He bowed down to it. How did he bow down and say shalom to it. Amar Rav Yehoshua ben Levi Asar Adam Shidin Shalom Chavero. Balayla, you're not allowed to say shalom. The shalom is the name of Hashem to your friend at night. Chayshin Hashem Shedu, because maybe he's a shade, he's not a real person, and you're saying Shem Shamayim Batola. Shiny Hasam the Amar Lei Ki Ani Sarsva Hashem. This Malach said, I am Sarsva, and he mentioned Hashem's name, but maybe he was lying. Gemiri, we have a tradition, that Shadim don't say Hashem's name in vain. Amar lo, emish bitaltem. So the Malach said to him, emish bitaltem tamid shal ben arbayim. Yesterday, you neglected the tamid shal ben arbayim, the korban, avoda, v'achshav bitaltem tamid Torah. Now you're not learning Torah. Amar lo, al ezim hen bat. Which one are you coming for? Which one are you warning me about? Amar lo, atabati. He said, I'm coming for now, which is you're supposed to be learning Torah. Miyad v'yalam Yeshua balayla hu b'tocha emek. Yeshua slept that night. It's actually referring to the next battle, but the next opportunity he had. B'tocha emek, in the valley. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, what does this word b'tocha emek mean? Melamed shalan b'umka shel halacha, that he slept in the depths of Torah, of halacha. The Amar, he learned. The Amar Shmuel Barunia gadol talmud Torah yoser makravas smidin. You see from this that learning Torah is greater than even bringing a korban tamid. Never atabat. He said, which one are you more important that I came on account of? He said, I came on account of not learning Torah. So the Gemara said, Lokash. Had the Rabbim, had the Yachid. Yeshua's Torah was the Rabbim, because he was teaching all of Klal Yisrael. So he was very important. Tomorrow, I have to make the 7:15 tomorrow.
There's no 7:15.
There's no? You sure? I think there is. I have to finish this year. But later tomorrow, we'll see. Had the Rabbim, had the Yachid. Depends if it's a singular person learning Torah, that's not as important as the avodah. But the Yachid Kal is the singular learning of a person, so not important about that. Nashim b'moed ma'anos avalom mitapchos. Women during the moed, during Chol HaMoed, they're allowed to sing dirges for when the person dies. Avalom mitapchos, they can't beat their chest. Rabbi Shmuel Omer, ma'yusmuvos lamita, if they're close to the actual person that's dead, the body, mitapchos, they could even beat their chest. All these days, they're allowed to beat their chest also. Avalo mikonos, but they can't sing these eulogies. It's like a singing eulogy where they utter chants one to another. That's really availus. Amar, because these days are Yom Tovim. Amar Rav Huna, ein mod for the Talmud Chacham. Rav Huna adds that if Talmud Chacham was a person who died, so even during Chol HaMoed, which is more chomer, you're allowed to do whatever you want to cause sadness over the avelus over the Talmud Chacham dying. Koshkin Chanukah Purim. Certainly Chanukah Purim, which are less holidays than Chol HaMoed. So you see Purim, Talmud Torah, which is the Talmud Chacham represents Talmud Torah. So it's greater than Purim. It's greater. It overrides Purim. It even overrides the sanctity of Purim and Mikra Megillah. So whereas the Kavod Torah, Kamar Kavod Torah, the Yachid, Chomer, Talmud Torah, the Yachid, Kal. The Kavod of Torah, the respect you have to pay to the Torah, but Talmud Chacham would die, that's greater. But his learning Torah while he's alive is not as important. I'm a Rav Pshitali. It's simple to me. Avoda, Mikra Megillah. If you have a choice between doing Avoda and Mikra Megillah, Other, if you have to do Mikra Megillah first, because like we said on the previous one, Talmud Torah, Mikra Megillah, Other. Again, Mikra Megillah supersedes Torah. With the sample Shabbat Rebbe, and Rebbe, right? Now it's interesting. Rebbe had a yeshiva, right? So he really was Talmud Torah Shal Rabbim. So a little bit of a question, right? We said Talmud Torah Shal Rabbim is. How do you answer this question, Shmuel?
I don't know. What do you say?
I'll say like this. This is the Imam Ben Siyum for today. This is the question. The question is, we said on Amud Aleph that Beis Rebbe Nevatal Talmud Torah to go hear the Megillah. And the Gemara made a clarification on top of Gemara Beis that a Talmud Torah the Rabbim is Adif from Yoshua. Talmud Torah the Rabbim is Adif, and there you would be Mavadal Mikra Megillah. So Beis Rebbe was his yeshiva, so that was Talmud Torah the Rabbim. The answer is there's a difference between Talmud Torah the Rabbim of all of Klal Yisrael. Yeshua was responsible to teach all of Klal Yisrael. He was the Gadol Ador. And Beis Rebbe was a yeshiva, like any yeshivas, like Panovich or Chevron, or Lakewood, BMG. That's not called Talmud Torah the Rabbim. That's called Talmud Torah the Yachid. Halacha l'maisa. It's seemingly, you have to say an answer, so that's a possible answer. All right. That was Elon Ben Sion today. Sponsored
Sponsored by
Shmuel. He's going to buy the bottle of...
Well, maybe
For the Johnny Walker Blue Label.
Something if you want.
Listerine. I'm gonna drink. Scotchy's gonna drink Listerine tomorrow. I will have to do this on camera. All right. So the Gemara says, Talmud Torah Mace Mitzvah. Let's say you have two things you could do. You can learn Torah, or you can occupy yourself with bearing a Mace Mitzvah. Person who has no one to bury. A Mace Mitzvah, the Mitzvah is more important. Tanya Mavat Talmud Torah lo that's a mace. Nasas Kali Mavat Talmud Torah to take out to escort a dead person and to welcome in a Kala. Avoda or Mace Mitzvah. Let's say you have doing that avoda in the base of Mikdash or Mace Mitzvah. Mace Mitzvah. The beginning Mace Mitzvah is better. Malachoso from this pasuk Lachoso to Sanya. Vilachoso for his sister. Matom Olomar. What's the chiddush? Haresh Ayaholich Lishchodes Pisco. He's going to shech his current Pesach, which is avoda. Lomos beno, or to give a bris milah to his son. Shamash Ames Lomes. He heard that one of his 7 krovim died. Yachal Yitama. You might think he should become Tama. They're talking about a Nazir. Amar Lo Yitama, or a Kohen who is a Nazir. They both can't become Tama. Yachal Kashem She'enam Mitama Lachoso Kachen Mitama Lemis Mitzvah. You might think the Nazir or the Kohen can't be Matame for a Meis Mitzvah. No, but Lachoso. Lachoso then Matame. The actual Lachoso, or his sister is not Matame, but Matame Lemis Mitzvah is Adif. Well, Rava Mikra Megillah Meis Mitzvah Haiminayu Adif. Let's say it comes down to reading the Megillah and Meis Mitzvah. Which one do you go to? Mikra Megillah Adif Mishum Suminisa. It's very important because you're saying the nace. That's an important concept. Right. The nace of what happened during the time of Esther. Oh, Dylan Meis Mitzvah Adif. Maybe Meis Mitzvah is greater, Mishum Kavod Abrios, because he has no one to bury him. It's desecration to human dignity if he's not buried. The Pasha the Baya Hadar Pasha wanted was asked, they immediately answered, Meis Mitzvah Adif, Meis Mitzvah is the greatest. Amar Mar, Gadol Kavod Abrios Shadoches, Lo Shishab Torah. It's even significant enough to push away even a lav in the Torah. Gufa, Amar, Rabbi Shubin Levi, Krach, V'chol Asamach Lo V'chol Niro Mo Nidon Kikrach. We said that if it's a krach, it's a walled city, anything which is near it or anything which is seen with it has the same thing as a walled city. Tana Samach, the Brisa says, Samach, Avo Pisha Eino Nira. Samach means if it's close enough within a mil, like we said on Beis Amid Beis, even though it's not seen, Nira Avo Pisha Eino Samach. Could even be further than a mil. If it's Nira, it would still be included in reading on the 15th. Bishlam Nira Avo Pisha Eino Samach, that it could be seen, Meshachas Lag on Dias Barosh Ahar. It's talking about it sitting on top of a hill. So even though it's more than a mil away, you could see it. If it's within a mil, but you can't see it, how can you not see it if it's so close? It's sitting in a very low valley, so therefore you can't see it, but still it's close enough, so it reads on the 15th. A city that was settled, and then it became walled afterwards, it's Nidon Kfar, it's Nidon Kfar, not literally like a village, it's Nidon like a regular city. It reads on the 14th, my time, but not the 15th. Kiyimkar base Moshe of Ir Choma. It's supposed to talk about a walled city. Allah is a walled city, of selling a house in a walled city. And it says you sell a house in Ir Choma. Sounds like there already was a wall before it was settled. Shehukaf Lebasof Yasha. First it was Hukaf, and then it was settled. Veloshi Yasha Lebasof, not that it was settled, and then they built a wall around them. I'm sure Levi Kraksha Ainbo Asra Batlan and Nidon Kfar. You have a city. Let's say we'll learn, like some of the Rishonim learn, that it's talking about even a walled city. It doesn't have 10 batlanim. Even though it's walled, it doesn't have 10 people who would sit idly in the base medrash, like me and Shmuel. Don't get far. It's it's judged like a kfar, it's judged like a village. In which case they read on the 14th or even earlier to the Yud Aleph. My Kamashma, what's the chiddush? Tanina Ezu Yargdola Goshesh Basar Batlan, and Mishnah says it's considered an year when it has 10 batlan. A pach can be kind of raised a kfar. If it has less, then it's a kfar. So it says krach, it's strictly. Even though other people come to this walled city and they're mavatal themselves and they just absentmindedly do nothing over there, they don't add on to the 10 batlan. If a walled city was destroyed and then it was rebuilt, it's nidon krach. It has the din of a walled city. My charav. What does it mean? Ilay mecharvu kamosav. That the walls fell down, Yashav in Yashav lo, to imply only if the walls are rebuilt, then it would be good. It's talking about a walled city. Lo, it says it's written as lo with a vav, and you read it with lo with an aleph. So both things, it's coming to teach you, even though there originally wasn't a wall, as long as it had a wall, even the wall destroyed, it's considered a walled city. Alamai charav shecharav masar batlanim. Charav means that even though it had 10 batlanim and then had less than 10 batlanim, if it again reinstated, it went back to a state where they had 10 batlanim, it would go back to the status of a walled city. With that, we'll conclude today's shir. Tomorrow we drink less than a revius, less than the legal alcoholic limit. We have to celebrate Megillah as much as we can. Right, Shmuel?
Right.
All right. Thanks for waking up for that. Bye.